Right, it's all a bit crammed in here because we've been on lambing, so I've had to try and put everything in the workshop. But my little Leyland, she's in it. She's going quite well. I rebuilt the engine. She had a new radiator and rebuilt all the front hubs. Put some tyres on it, on the front anyway. But this old girl, she suffers again, a bit like my MB track. For wiring, is all very not the best, as it's all just falling apart. So for next on this list, I need to take the roof skin off because all the light plugs on these synchros are in the roof console in the top. Don't know if you can make it out. It's all up here, but my main plug wire, which comes up the pillar and goes into a roof, is basically, it's rotted the terminals out, so I have no power feed to go into any of the switches. And I've took the actual console out, but you still can't get to it because there's a big metal plate on the corner and it's all rammed up in there and I can't, so I think I'm just going to have to take the roof skin off. It's not too bad, I think it's like 3 bolts, but it's still the fact of having to do it. So I'll make a start and see how I get on. Right, well, I managed to get the roof skin off. I ended up having to use the electric spanner because I couldn't get anything undone. So I can now actually see what on earth's going on in here. Where it was originally, she was on a sawdust dispenser at a dairy farm. So that explains why everything is just covered in sawdust. And it's absolutely everywhere. But these are the plugs which I'm trying to get to. Because they're all on top of this steel plate, I could not get to the back of this loom. And I'm pretty sure, there you go, the green inside that plug, I'm pretty sure one of these, if not that one, oh there we are, that's my power feed, which comes up from the alternator, well back the starter, and feeds your main power for all your switches. So hopefully if I can repair that wire, I might have some sort of power going to anything, because again this is one of those tractors where she has no brake lights, no indicators, no side lights, no headlights, nothing. So I'll see what I can do with that plug. Might just end up joining the wires together outside the plug without going through it as such. I don't know, I'll see how I get on. I do have a little bit of action going on. Interior light works, but nothing else. But they're all a bit, the fan don't work for heater, but I do get, if you turn the key on, she works on flash, not on main. And the indicators don't do a lot either, but I think that's a bit, I don't think it's very good in there, but we'll keep poking around at it and see what happens. I realise why the headlights don't work. I don't know, you can't really see, but there isn't even wires in the actual headlights. So that's something I'm going to have to amend, and also you can just about make out the bulb in that one, and there's no bulb in that side, so I've got to get a new bulb. I've got some 3-core at home, so I can easily make up a bit of loom, put the high and low together, and the earth will just go straight to a P-clip. And then, so I found the chassis loom, so I can only presume one of these will be dip, main, and then horn, I'd guess, because the horn is in between the two headlights. My multimeter's up at the house because I've been using that with the MB track, but means as I was playing with that, I thought I'd best have a quick look, see what I can do with this thing. But the wiring on this seems to be in just as poor condition as the MB track, if not worse. I've even got sawdust inside my light lenses, so they'll have to be took off and all cleaned out as well. So yeah, other than that though, this whole girl's going well. She isn't giving me any grief since I changed the steering ram. That doesn't leak anymore, not externally anyway. I still think she leaks a little bit into a climbing case, because I do notice I have to top it up every few months, and there isn't anything external. And my level sender for a diesel tank, that does work. It always has. It just seems to be everything else which doesn't, which is quite nice. The turbo's not too bad, as per any old 40-year-old Leyland with a turbo. She's showing some sign of age, but she isn't knackered. This isn't the original one. When I had the tractor, she was the external oil feed, which feeds from a block to a cylinder head. There was a fire around here, and it had melted that oil feed pipe. This one here, which goes up there. So of course then that literally starved the whole top end of oil. Thankfully it like melted and sealed shut, so it was still making oil pressure for the bottom end, but the top end didn't have any. So the original turbo was C solid, and it absolutely worn the rocker shaft out, where you could literally grab the rockers and they had vertical play in the rocker shaft. So when I rebuilt the engine, I had to play about with a cylinder head, and I cleaned it all up and did the best I could and put it back together. She probably really wanted new valve guides and stuff like that, but you do what you do. Other than that though, she fires straight up. She runs absolutely really nice. And she's just one of those things which I seem to have picked up at a reasonable price, put a lot of work into it, put all new clutch in it. I ended up putting a ceramic paddle in it, which part of me regrets. I wish I just put a normal friction disc in, but it's a bit late now. But like, she's really tidy for what it is. She's still got all the original tail lights on, or I believe they are. They're made in England anyway. And the original plough lights. She's got the external lift cylinder. She's got the she's got the extra spool block in the back corner. So gives you the extra spools. I rebuilt the pickup hitch last year. I managed to find another one, and I had to take it all apart and open some of the holes out and use some bigger bolts. But it actually latches and it holds, which is Quite rare for a Leyland. They usually don't. A couple of days later now, this is turning into a bit of a minefield of knackered switches and just looping 12 volts to imitate a switch turning on, but the interior light does work. I've got power going to what should be a three-way light switch. I presume it should be side lights, and then dip in main. If I connect up one of these wires, this red one, I believe, or it's this blue one, basically one of those wires does then send 12 volt down, and I've managed to get 3 of the side lights to turn on. And then what I've also done is I've managed to clean up this little switch, which is supposed to be for the rear work lights, and if I just connect it up in a minute, there we go, quickly just connected it. It's supposed to be, I presume it's supposed to work individually from this, the main side light and the headlight button, but unless it's just because someone's joined all the wires together because they put an aftermarket switch in, which doesn't actually, none of the pins really work when you change the modes. So bit of wiring. If you turn the switch on now for rear work lights, the indicator light comes on, and you can see in the reflection I do have one of the 2 work lights, which is quite nice. And I've also managed to get, if you turn the ignition on and you turn the fan on, the heater fan works, which is quite nice. So I'm getting there with this old girl. She's causing me a little bit of grief with the wiring. I still haven't ordered the headlight bulbs yet, but in theory I'm getting power to the headlights now, so with a couple of new bulbs I should at least have something. I don't really know if this is working, because only when you put it on flash does the light come on for main beam, but if you actually put it onto main beam, the light doesn't come on. But whether that's because it hasn't got the headlight bulb in it, which I doubt it. So yeah, that's what you get with 40-year-old wiring, I guess, and someone having been there before you. So I need to have a look, see what I can do with regards to switches, because these switches I believe are obsolete now. This style, like the genuine Leyland Lucas switches, this style, or at least this switch, doesn't work. You can get ones which do fit in there, but they're quite expensive, so I need to have a look, see what I can do. But I think that'll do for one update on the old Leyland. I still haven't done anything with the roof skin yet, nor have I cleaned up any of this, so I need to. And then I think I'm going to see if I can riv nut these, because this one on the front's got one riv nut in it, and I presume it should have riv nuts in them all, and then you can just drop the roof skin on and it should thread up. This has been nut and bolted, so I think I've got some riv nuts floating around somewhere. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the radio yet. This was never wired up. This is just your Polar Lander eBay special. But no, that'll do for one update, I think. Thank you.